Welcome back. Today's explainer is, well, it's something special. We're going on a truly immersive cinematic journey. I mean, we're literally going to step right into the shell of a wild sea turtle and experience its entire life, from beginning to end. This isn't just a rundown of facts, it's a beautifully illustrated survival odyssey. It's going to make you feel the actual pulse of the ocean. Let's get right to it. Okay, let's dive into this. Picture the scene, all right? It's the dead of night. You've just broken free from a buried egg deep beneath the warm beach sand. You crawl across the moonlit sand toward the waves. Think about that. It's your very first moment of life, and instantly you are plunged into the ultimate test of survival. No warm-up, just straight in. Section 1. Birth on the moonlit sand. The race to the ocean. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the journey ahead. Look, you aren't alone. Dozens of siblings are erupting from the sand alongside you in this total, confusing chaos. And there's no time to think. Predators are already watching from the sky, they're waiting on the shore, you just have to move. Your tiny flippers are scrambling over debris driven by this frantic, breathless instinct to reach the water before you're caught. And here's the crazy part. If you survive this chaotic beach race, which, by the way, only lasts a few minutes, you're facing an epic, terrifying timeline. We're talking years drifting the deep ocean, decades navigating massive migrations, and a whole lifetime ultimately surrendered to the final ocean wilderness. But right now, at the very start, there's nothing but helplessness, urgency, uncertainty. You're just overwhelmingly vulnerable to the world above. Literally every shadow passing over the sand could be a fatal threat. Yet the ocean is calling. That roar of the crashing waves, it acts like a powerful magnet, just pulling your tiny, fragile body forward. It's pure fear and instinct, completely overriding everything else, pushing you straight into the terrifying unknown. Section 2. Drifting the deep ocean. The lost years of childhood. So, you finally hit the water. It's cold, swirling, and an absolute shock to your system. Instantly, you're swept away by massive currents. You've entered the deep ocean drift. In this critical childhood phase, you rely entirely on floating sargassum seaweed for camouflage. It's this fascinating, free-floating ecosystem that's virtually the size of a continent. And get this, at the exact same time, you're instinctively learning these complex global migration routes. The ocean here is, well, it's both a generous provider and a relentless threat. It demands your survival, forcing you to learn these incredibly harsh lessons while you're just doing your best to stay hidden among the floating kelp. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the profound duality of this environment. On one hand, you have curiosity and beauty, glowing underwater sunlight, vibrant coral reefs, lush seagrass meadows, just cinematic. But on the other hand, relentless danger. You're constantly evading predators, desperately searching for food out in those vast, deep blues. That underlying threat of becoming prey, it never truly leaves you, even when you're swimming in the most beautiful waters on Earth. Section 3. Surviving the vast gauntlet, the brutal reality. Now, as you grow larger and stronger, you might think the danger lessens, right? Wrong. Instead, you graduate into a devastating gauntlet, hunger. It's just a constant gnawing pressure inside you. Out there in the vast marine wilderness, your next meal is absolutely never guaranteed. You have to travel incredible distances just to sustain your growing body, constantly fighting the sheer physical exhaustion that comes from living in a literally endless, constantly moving environment. Storms, plastic, predators, the dangers pile up incredibly fast, and they come from everywhere. Massive weather systems toss you around in the dark. Unnatural debris clouds your path. Sharks circle from the deep shadows. It's this rapid heartbeat of panic. You need a constant, swiveling alertness just to survive long enough to see tomorrow's sunrise. You're now navigating a relentless daily gauntlet of threats. We're talking suffocating plastic waste and chemical pollution choking the currents. Massive, entangling commercial fishing nets that seem to just appear out of nowhere. Sudden, devastating boat strikes from the surface. Relentless oceanic predators wading in the deep. Widespread habitat destruction wiping out the very reefs you rely on. And beneath all of that, a crushing loneliness and exhaustion. Surviving this stage requires an unimaginable level of resilience. You're going to experience pain, you'll endure loss, and yet you must keep swimming. Section 4. Adulthood and Ancient Instincts. The Legacy. Against absolutely all odds, you made it. You survived. You are an adult now. You're a massive, beautifully armored navigator of the deep oceans, moving with this powerful grace and determination that, honestly, only a true survivor can possess.
You follow ancient instincts across the endless ocean. You're embarking on these massive global migrations now, and it's not just about finding food anymore. It's a pull far older than your own memory. It's a deep internal compass guiding you across thousands of miles of open water to find a mate and continue your species' cycle.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an incredible ancient ritual. First, you navigate across the globe by literally reading the Earth's magnetic field like a built-in GPS. It's wild. Second, miraculously, you return exactly to your birthplace beach decades after you first left it. Decades! Third, you drag your exhausted, incredibly heavy shell up onto the moonlit sand. And finally, you bury the eggs for the next generation. This whole process is just a triumphant instinctual ritual, achieved despite a literal lifetime of near-death experiences. Number 1. That is the singular driving purpose, to pass on your heritage. Every moment of sacrifice, every second of blinding fear, every hard-won survival victory in the deep blue, it all culminates right here, in this one profound responsibility. You've successfully given the ocean its next generation. Section 5. The final voyage home. A natural ending. The years have passed. That frantic swimming from your youth, it slowed to a steady, heavy glide. You're older now, slower, scarred by the ocean. You can actually feel the physical weakness creeping into your flippers. Your shell carries the literal scratches, scrapes, and bites of a brutal but profoundly beautiful life. Every single mark on you tells a deep story of survival. So the crucial point is that in your final days, you're caught between memory and reality. In your mind, you're remembering the familiar coastlines and those warm, ancient currents from your youth. But the reality is, you're physically struggling through this final, exhausting migration. The emotional weight here is heavy. You recognize as you swim through these beautiful turquoise waters that this is it. This is your last journey. This is the closing chapter. You're returning to the ancient nesting grounds one last time, retracing the paths of your ancestors. And finally, you're yielding to the vastness of the ocean wilderness. It's a quiet, natural end. The lifelong struggle just fades. The rushing currents calm around you, and you peacefully slip away into the warm, deep ocean blues, returning to the very waters that first claimed you on that moonlit beach so many years ago. Which leaves us with one profound question to consider as we wrap up today's explainer. After a lifetime of survival, of navigating impossible odds, relentless dangers, and incredible beauty, what legacy do you leave to the deep? Keep that journey in mind the next time you look out at the crashing waves. Thanks so much for joining me on this one, and I'll see you in the next explainer.